I want to recognize all the supporters of YouthBuild and all the students. Today we are here where YouthBuild actually began. Just over 40 years ago, one teacher recognized the potential that young people had to not only transform their own lives, but to transform their entire community. She set up a project to give teens and young adults the skills they need to renovate condemned buildings and convert them into affordable housing. In the decades since, the YouthBuild model that started here at Youth Action has spread to nearly 300 communities across the country and across the world, creating new opportunities for young people to revitalize the neighborhoods where they live. During their time in YouthBuild, young people have a chance to earn their high school diploma or its equivalent, get training in construction, healthcare, IT, logistics, develop skills that will be used to help them become the next generation of leaders for their communities. Today, these programs are more critical than they've ever been. There are more than 4 million young people between the age of 16 and 24 who are not in school or not working. And there are still 250,000 young people in New York City in need of the type of support and education that YouthBuild provides. Many live in the communities hit hardest by this pandemic, and they're feeling its impact on their access to education, to opportunity, and to good futures. So we need to ensure that these unemployed and undereducated young adults are not left out or left behind as we continue to create our recovery. YouthBuild not only does that, but it creates opportunities for them to directly help our country and our economy recover and rebuild. Their efforts to revitalize communities and build affordable housing for homeless families and low-income people are especially necessary now that families have spent months living through an economic and housing crisis. I'm proud to lead the federal funding request for YouthBuild every year to secure more than $96 million for YouthBuild in the last fiscal year. As the need for funding grows, I will continue to advocate for more funding to meet that need. I will push Congress this year to provide the full funding of $145 million for YouthBuild that is called under President Biden's budget. This program would then allow more young people and more communities across the country to have the benefit to rebuild their footing and create a better future after a very challenging and difficult year. To date, YouthBuild has partnered with more than 180,000 young people and has a clear record of helping participants serve their communities, enroll in college or vocational schools, and find employment. The more resources they have, the more young people they can help. So I will continue to champion YouthBuild and fight for it and fight for its funding. And I will always work to make sure that these investments are made in the communities where those investments matter the most. I now will turn it over to my colleague in Washington, Congressman Adrian Espaillat.
Thank you, Senator, for your commitment to young people in New York and right here in East Harlem, and thank you for your efforts to increase funding for this particular initiative. I think it's critical that now that we begin to sort of like walk towards the post-COVID-19 pandemic, that we provide those opportunities for young people. And there's 250,000 New Yorkers between the ages of 17 and 24 that need assistance. So we're still in this struggle together, but you will be trained with the tools to help America bounce back. And I think no one knows that best than you, because you are part of the communities that got disproportionately hit. Remember, we were hit like by a perfect storm right here in East Harlem. We lost family members that we couldn't say goodbye to appropriately. We lost maybe our jobs, so had to shut down our business. And that was part of it as well. We may have been in the hospital fighting for our lives, right? We'll always worry whether we were going to be positive when we took that test or not, and whether, maybe some of you couldn't visit your grandparents because we were afraid that you would, get them sick. And so we've been through a lot, but now we have to come together and give you the opportunity that you need to go forward in the future and to rebuild our communities, right? The government cannot forget neighborhoods like East Harlem, Washington Heights, the Bronx. These are the neighborhoods that make up the heart and soul of New York City. And you are the architects of the future of the country. And this particular program is so important. It's like the nuts and bolts of what we need to do to get America back running. Realmente este programa ayuda a reconstruir el país. So thank you for what you do. Look at your faces. You don't even have a little scratch in your face. You're great. And I'm sure that this program is giving you that push ahead to make everything better. Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you. Before we start the press conference, I just want to introduce you to one other person. This is your member of Congress, Espaillat. And he's also he's serving about 30 years in state government and now federal government. And in Washington, he's the one who takes all the problems from this community and brings them to Washington and tries to make laws that help this community. So this is your congressman, Adriano.
I'm the guy with a complicated name, yes. Well, I think you're placed in a very important crossroad of the country, right?
Yes.
Of history, right? Because we got to rebuild our country, right? I mean, roads, bridges, tunnels, housing, broadband, hospitals, schools. That's all part of road, bridges, and tunnels. It's all part of our infrastructure. So the skills that you got are going to come in very handy to rebuild America, right? Because the infrastructure across the country is in bad shape. So you're going to have that training to somehow, get that good paying job, right?
Yeah.
So you can buy me that beach house in the Dominican Republic, right?
Yes, and then I get to visit.
No, and so I think you're in a good position with the skills that you got, and you're going to be part of building America. So I'm here to help. Yeah.
So let's start our